Here we go.
So Fletcher Hunt gets us underway here in Newcastle. Shallow kick to begin with, and it's taken by Dylan Edwards, who was on the march there. So now Talangi out of a situation where he just finds Luke Garner very simply, and Garner puts it down.
I was just about to say no Isaiah Yeo tonight. Cleary will run the football a lot more. They go the other side. Ball playing there straight at the line. Talangi. And Garner goes over early in the game.
Thompson over the top as Cleary kicks out to the far side of the field. To'o against Marju. It comes back. Play on. Falls here for Lindsay Smith. Penrith have gone back to back. Doesn't want to hang on here, but now Cleary, quick hands, Tungo to To'o with space in front of him. Best coming across. Takes him to ground just inside the Newcastle 20. Good covering tackle by Brandon Best. But here's Cleary, scheming, probing. Back on the inside, Sorensen dumps it out the back. Liam Martin was there. In fact, it was Liam Henry who came up with the ball, and he scored.
Well, that's good play again from Cleary. Just eating up those yards when they off the quick play the ball from To'o. He won't get an easier one than that, Liam Henry.
It must be close to being further action on the Newcastle Knights if they give away a penalty. Sorensen was about to put it down and then rolled onto his back. They're on top of the line again. Kenny dropping back. Finds Cleary. Double pumps it. Edwards. Tungle. One hand. To'o dives. Superman style for the corner.
Built low to the ground. So strong. That's beautiful play there from the Panthers at the end of it. To'o gets the try.
Quick play the ball from Kenny. It comes to Cleary. Tips it on here. They're taken down right in front of the uprights. Sorensen will play it there. Smith out the back. It goes to ground. Off to Lungy. Now it's a volleyball contest. Out the back. Play on is the call. Jenkins has it. He puts it down. Kenny for Cleary. And then spun from Garner to Lungy. McLean. He crashes his way in. He got it down as well. They do pick up from where they left off. It's try number 6, and it's 30 points to 0.
Well, the Harvey Norman
from Brayley. Rubbers chasing through. Croker is there. He claims a try. Between Panthers defenders. Kenny with Edwards up there in the front line. Left. He did well, Kenny, didn't he? But Croker equally well. Simultaneous put down goes to the team in attack. So comes out to this left-hand side. Gagai now for Bradman Best. Runs towards Edwards. He finds McEwen backing up on the inside. Here he is. This tearaway edge forward, the 20-year-old, grabs his second try in the NRL, and the Knights have got 2 on the bounce. Taking it towards the uprights in these sets of 6 to get things going early on. Cleary back on the inside here for Eisenhuth. Set up to the left-hand side. Cleary swings out in that direction now. And it's Papali'i instead, who just ghosts his way through the Newcastle defensive line. And an option on either side. Cleary's over there with Talangi. He kicks. They're pushing through at speed. It's another photo, and look how far Casey McLean slides all the way into the advertising. He got there, says the referee. Now Schneider out for Cleary. Inside here for Tungo, so strong. He'll just reach out so simply. Puts it down there, bursting through tackles in the middle of the field there. And he plays like an edge forward. They are smiling, why wouldn't they be? At full time, they've taken down the Newcastle Knights 48 points to 12.
Not your night,
No. Got some lessons from a pretty clinical footy team. We were slow out of the blocks to start the game and made us pay.
Adam, you've played Melbourne, Canberra, now Penrith, and the Warriors as well. Who do you think's the best team out of that lot?
they're all got their house in order pretty much. Well, that mob there, it's the most recent, so they had 50 sets. I've never seen that. 50 sets, and they completed 44 of them in those conditions, led by a pretty special player. So they find multiple ways to score points, whether it be kicking or whatever it is, whether it's through shape or... so they're right up there. They're coming home with a wet sail.
Dane, just after full time, you got the boys in a huddle. What did you talk to them about?
We couldn't get everyone. Obviously, a few boys were catching up with a few lads, but it was just around, I guess, that performance. Even though we've been beaten in the past, I don't think once this year we've been beaten like that, in the sense of the effort's always there, we're always turning up, but I just think, myself included, a few of us, it was just a struggle a bit tonight to get ourselves in the game or just get that connection, and that's it. When you got a bunch of individuals out there, it's pretty hard to win. So I think just coming together, like we spoke about, there was a few boys that had good performances. I thought, when Frizz and Matty Croker come on the field, they had a big impact and changed the momentum our way a little bit. But if there's too many people, I guess, making errors or just giving penalties or missing tackles, then it's always going to be hard for them. So we just need to come together as a group, and that's all that was, just sticking together.
And you mentioned there, a bit of a, I guess, rattle of confidence, knowing how strong Penrith have been. Was there a sense of that amongst the boys before the kickoff, or was it, after those quick tries at the beginning that it started to, I guess, slip? Or?
No, I don't think, even after the first couple of tries, even when it got to 20-0, we were still pretty confident. Like I said, we've been in positions where we've got off to bad starts but found our way back into the game. But just tonight, we just couldn't find our way back into the game. And to their credit, like Adzi said, they had 50 sets and completed at 44, and they found their form at the right time. And we just weren't good enough tonight, and they were obviously a better side. And it was just, that just wasn't us. So we've still got a couple more games to go, and we'll go look at what we need to look at, but focus on next week.
Adam, what do you say to the boys from here? Of course, knowing there's travel for next week, what's kind of top of your list in how you're going to try and perk them up ahead of next round?
We can't feel sorry for ourselves for too long. We need to get our lessons out of it, whether it be individuals, how they prepped or how they were approached the game. As I said, we were slow out of the blocks at the start, but we've got an obligation, regardless of whether you can make finals or whatever it is. You've got an obligation to come in and perform every week, and we fell short tonight, there's no doubt. So pick ourselves up and get on with it.
There's obviously one more home game this season. What do you say to the fans who have, there was 20,000 of them out there for that pretty rough game? What do you say ahead of the last one in a couple of weeks?
I was actually at half time with that scoreline, and then it really started to come down, and they just stayed. So, we owe them a lot. We owe them a big performance against the Broncos. We've got a game next week on the road, but for them to stand there. And I agree with Gags. We've lost plenty of games, no doubt, clearly, but not in that fashion. And for them to still hang till the end, we definitely owe them one.
Adam had a tough night, but how do you think Jacob after went?
I said to Jake after the game, look, he didn't let the scoreline or the way that the game was going sort of dictate. He took the game on a little bit, tried a couple of things, poked his nose through the line. I thought he kicked with the conditions. I thought he kicked the ball well. We're obviously deep in yardage. They weren't letting us out much. So I'd definitely give him a pass mark for his first game for us, yeah.
I know Brian To'o ended up scoring, but you had about 18, 19 tackles in a row defending your line there. Do you still kind of find positives out of those little moments in games?
Yeah, there's no doubt there'll be parts of this game. Like we're doing the press conference on the whole game here, but there'll be heaps there that I'll be able to pick out, tonight and tomorrow and over the weekend to show that we've still got some DNA in us. But unfortunately with that, there'll be plenty that we fell short on, and some of it will be young men that probably didn't think that they were going to play as many games that they've played, but we've got to learn fast, and it'll hold them in good stead down the track. One day we won't remember the scoreline from tonight, but unfortunately for the next week or so we will.
Speaking of young guys, Jermaine McEwen, how far has he come along this year?
Yeah, he's a player. I know that, I don't know if you do a swan dive when you're getting beat by 30, but he's a young bloke going after the game, and with Maney, you'll have some, as all young men, you're going to have a couple of mistakes here and there, but you wait till he's got 50 games under his belt, he's going to be a hell of a player.
Dane, can you see Penrith winning it again on what you saw tonight?
Well, obviously, they've proven in the past they got the ability to do it. In saying that, there's a lot of teams that are playing some good footy, so they've definitely put their names back in that mix. So, yeah.
Ivan must be pretty happy with that performance.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to. Well, it's not easy to learn lessons when you win. So I think last week was one of those opportunities for us, and I thought the boys prepared at a different level this week, and it showed on the field.
And to have, 2 back-to-back games with really strong opening halves where you've been able to put on a lot of points, that must be really encouraging that you've got that kind of attack flair back and really down pat in the late part of the season.
Yeah. I think probably more when, the game starts and both sides are fresh. To be able to... Tonight was a bit different. It was different to last week. Last week there was probably a 20-minute period where, it was really even, where tonight we got off to a very quick start and scored a couple early, which we haven't really done all year. So it was a little bit different in that sense, but I thought we were pretty patient throughout the game, which we wanted to do tonight. That was probably the thing I was most happy about, I think, in terms of our attack. Also, the conditions were obviously very difficult in the second half, and I thought we controlled the ball pretty well as well. So,
Nathan, you would have been expecting rain, but that was obviously a very sudden kind of change in the weather. How did that change things out on the field?
Well, Dad had spoken pretty much all week about there being rain, and a few of the boys were into him before the game, looking at the sky and saying, it might not rain, but sure enough, as soon as we come out in the second half, it's teaming down. So, to be honest, we probably didn't respond to it as well as we would have liked. Like, it sort of became a bit of just looking at the rain and not focusing on the game so much, but then the response after we let in the 2 tries was really good. So, we're definitely prepared for wet weather, and I thought the way we finished the game was really pleasing.
And what have you noticed kind of from now that you've sort of found a bit more of a groove at the late end of the season compared to right at the start? What's been that change amongst the boys out on the field week to week?
I think the main thing's probably confidence, connection, and also our defence. That's sort of the foundation of what everything comes off is our defence and working hard for each other. And I thought the effort early in the year was there. It was probably just misguided in different places. We weren't scrambling hard enough. We didn't have each other's backs, and we weren't saving tries. And I think that's been a big difference to turn our season around. Obviously, then attack flows off the back of that, and confidence starts to build. And
Ivan, 9 wins in a row now, and you've obviously got Melbourne next week. How important is it to go into a game like that with some momentum and confidence behind you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, confidence is what everyone wants. But you only get it one way, and that's you got to earn it. So, it's definitely it's been a weird year like that. But really looking forward to next week's game. I've had some really good tussles with the Storm over the years. I've just been a benchmark team for, I don't know, as long as I've been around, so 20 years as a head coach. So, same again this year. So, looking forward to it.
You must be delighted with how, last time you played Newcastle was probably your lowest point of the season. Nine weeks down the track, you haven't lost a game. You must be pretty stoked with that.
Yeah, I'm a lot happier than I was last time we played them. Yeah, that was definitely the low point of the year for us. And credit to the players and the staff. Everyone's just put their heads down and going back to basics. And it's funny. It's funny how it works out. You know, we definitely weren't looking ahead too far, and we're not going to do that now. So we just worry about this week. But it's a good one to look forward to.
Nathan, you're probably still processing that game, but how exciting is it to play Melbourne next week?
Yeah, really exciting. You know, they've been just about the benchmark, play them Bulldogs and Raiders the whole year, and they're in really good form at the moment. So it's a great test for us. Obviously, it's been nice to string a few wins together, but yeah, we probably haven't versed a team in the top 4 since that Bulldogs game. So yeah, really looking forward to that test, and it's always a great battle against the Storm, so it should be good.
And you're back in the top 4 now. I guess the plan is to stay there.
That'd be ideal, yeah. But yeah, I think the reason we're in this position is we sort of lost sight of the ladder a bit, just sort of focus on ourselves and try to improve each week. You know, a lot of the time it's just us versus us, and that constant battle of getting better. And it's no different now. Can't be falling in love with ourselves now that we're snuck into the top 4, obviously, with the results still pending over the weekend. But yeah, I want to keep the momentum going.
Ivan, when's Isaiah Yeo likely to be back?
Not sure yet.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.